think we'll probably go through more of a rapid iteration down through to the performance side of it, which lends itself, more heavily weighted towards CPC and CPA models. But inside CPA models, emerging CPA networks and social networks, I think, are a very interesting category of emerging alternate payments that we're keeping a close eye on. And specifically, I'm talking about what you can do with people like Super Rewards, Peanut Labs, and My Points, and similar. But that model seems like one that could probably have legs over time, provided that the quality of the leads are actually strong enough. I won't address the real question you're asking, because we just simply haven't thought about that, incentivizing users. I think for us, if we start first by putting the user at the very center of the experience, and, in the products that we offer and deliver, making sure we solve the hard problems for them. And if we have a monetization overlay on top of that, that is sensitive to user privacy, and is relevant, timely, and actionable in terms of delivering value to the user, because we're giving them information that they can act on. I've landed in Barcelona, I need to know the hotel information. I was given that address in real time, and then an ad was served, but closely related to what I'm doing. I think that makes sense for us.
Same question briefly to Rob.
Sure. I think from Google's point of view, we still have way too many things that we want to do that we'll just make free before we would ever think about that. Our to-do list, Eric Schmidt has famously said, will take about 300 years to complete. I hope to be around for some of that, but it's way down the road. There's so many things we can do, like you say, making the experience better, creating things that are compelling, that people want to use. We haven't scratched the surface, so I think it's a massive ethical question, but I don't think anyone's going to live or die over it in the next 5 years, because we've got too much to do before we even get there.
No, but as an advertiser, as a marketer, I need to be conscious of that.
So I think, people respond different ways to different rewards. There are some users who, seeing their name as the first responder to a blog post, they get buzz from that. There are other people who would like 5 cents for clicking on something. All of those models already exist, to a greater or lesser extent, and I think they'll continue to, because people respond differently to different rewards.
Okay, I'm just going to add one quick comment. You have something to say before I go off to devices?
Just one comment. From our perspective, we truly believe that there is room for user-generated content, and there's also room for revenue sharing between those kind of user-generated content, or so to say, the unprofessional publishers. We've done a quick competition in University of San Diego, and in less than 48 hours, without any knowledge of how to create widgets for Plaza or anything like that, students came with location-based cinema finder and all of sorts of things that are very, very relevant. Now, if you think about it, again, based on web standards, based on no proprietary tools, etc., you are able to convert a lot of those students, those young, creative guys, to write very nice mobile-based applications. Now, if they do that, we also support viral sharing, so they are able to forward those widgets to their friends, and they are able to start creating environments where there's going to be a social community, and there's going to be sharing of these kind of widgets. Now, operators, we believe, will be able to track those kind of traffics, and if in case those traffics, and there's a lot of traction around certain widgets user-generated, we'll also be able to offer revenue sharing for advertising, etc. So there's room for it. There's definitely room for it.
Okay,
I have to comment on this. I'm sorry.
No, I have to.
30 seconds. This is 30 seconds.
Okay.
We should deconstruct the difference between the ability to proliferate on application development and the monetization, because they're separate and distinct issues. And the proliferation of application from a social, social applications do not easily translate into monetization, because it misses the intent. The intent behind search and discovery of a well-targeted advertisement is well established. Google and Yahoo built a humongous business on that. The proliferation of applications, though, do not translate into easy monetization.
Okay. Now, my next question, actually, I'm going to shift this emphasis now to devices, and therefore the question to LG, Dr. Jin-Sung Choi, is the first question is what are the biggest opportunities you see for devices going forward, especially as the networks are evolving, the content is coming, and so on?
look at the way the device manufacturers contribute to the mobile web, it's interesting. It's obvious that the mobile devices is evolving toward truly a convergence device. iPhone proved it, and other smartphone proves it. So we see a lot of things the mobile device industry can contribute. And if you look at the current device competition landscape, basically there are too many camps. Some players, they trying to stay at just a device supplier, stay as a device supplier, whereas some other strong players, they are trying to expand their business coverage within the value chain. And as device manufacturers, our job is to deliver, of course, the very powerful platforms to not just only to the user and operators, but also to the third-party software developers, so that they can develop more